Tim is presenting his second speech, which is an evaluation and feedback speech, part 1 of 2. He spent the afternoon in a coffee shop worrying about it. He is highly caffeinated. Please welcome Tim Pathways.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I know this is going to come as a complete shock to you, but there are times when I don't understand my wife at all. A lot of experts talk about the differences between men and women, Venus and Mars, and I'm sure there's something to that. But if I'm completely honest with myself, I think a lot of the issue comes from the fact that there are times when my wife will only speak in Japanese. It's really hard to understand her then. To make my marriage a better thing, I started learning the Japanese language about 30 years ago when we were still dating. And it turns out that there's an easy way to learn Japanese and a hard way to learn Japanese. The easy way, and it's so easy that even a young child can accomplish it, is to grow up in Japan with Japanese parents, surrounded by all things Japanese. And if you do that for many years, you just get it. Unfortunately, a lot of people avoid this option until it's too late. So there is also the hard way, and that's learning the language one word at a time, one grammar point at a time. Thank you for Miriam. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. And that is the way I've chosen to learn Japanese. So there are many tools that can help you with this process. And one of the tools that I've been happy to use is a book series called Remembering the Kanji by a professor in Japan named James Hasek. As you probably know, the Japanese language has several thousand written characters called kanji. They brought these a long time ago, thousands of years ago, from Japan. Actually, they brought them from China. And with so many things that are made in China, they make tons of them and then they flood the market of wherever they're going. And that happened in Japan. There are about 6,000 kanji characters, what they even call Chinese characters, in the language, much fewer than the 30,000 that are commonly used in China, but still a lot to learn. So I thought I'd introduce you to a few of the characters and the method that Hasek uses to help you learn all the characters. You need 2,000 to 3,000 characters for a good working knowledge of Japanese. So some of the characters are used so that even Americans can figure out what they are. Here's one of the characters. Oh, wait, this isn't anything. Ah, there it is. This, as you probably can guess, is the character for 3, the number 3. And since we have nothing transpiring on this slide, there. So that's easy to figure out. Very beginner level. Nice for people like me. But there are other characters a little more overwhelming. Here's one. This character is downright gloomy. And that's because this is the character for gloom. And it's overwhelming to learn it. However, using Professor Hasek's method, you can actually get through a character like this and 2,000 to 3,000 other characters. It takes about a year, but you go through this process little by little. And I'd like to demonstrate how it works. What he does is he takes a complex character like this, breaks it down into its most elemental components, and teaches you, if those components are actual characters, you'll learn the meaning of that character, of course. Or some components aren't real characters, but he'll still give them meaning. And then you invent a creative story to trigger that part of your brain, the inventive, creative part of your brain, in an effort to make the story that goes with the character stick inside, and then you'll never lose it. So we have some characters here. This one, some of you might have seen this. This is the character for woman. It's one of the basic Japanese characters young kids learn. And it's supposed to, I think, be the shape of a woman somehow. I don't always see it, but very common character. And another common character is this one. This is child. And it reminds me of a bundled up child in a blanket, the little bundle strapped across them like that. And these two characters are just fine on their own. But when you slowly bring them together, you get a new character. And this character is called fond. And in the story you make up, it's because a woman is fond of her child. Some other characters are a little more abstract. This one is the character for bowl, like a bowl you eat out of. On the left side you have metal, and on the right side you have books. And the story I had to make up for this was I was so sick and tired of my books being in bookshelves that I tore them all down, put metal bowls around my house, and when I'm done reading with the book, I just throw the book in the bowl. And it seems really bizarre, but this actually helps you remember because it's so bizarre and creative. So this book is actually part of a 3-volume set. This is volume 2, which talks about the pronunciations rather than the writing of the characters. And by the time you've gotten through all 3 books, yours in my case, you should have 3,000 good characters under your belt. There's still a lot of vocabulary and grammar to learn in the language. But, of course, you can go back and do those things the easy way. Thank you very much.